Hello everyone! This is Angela, also known as your local bird nerd, and I am here today to teach you how to be a good landlord to all of the birds who want to raise their young in your own backyard. Whether that means setting up a nesting box or providing nesting material to the birds that don't use boxes. So let's begin. Okay, so the best way to start when it comes to selecting a nest box is to pick a target species. That way you can secure the best chance of getting a bird to take residence inside of the nest box you put up. You'd be surprised, not every bird uses a nest box. Only about 85 of the approximately 650 North American bird species uses a nesting cavity. What birds do we have in the Puget Sound area that are going to take up residence in the box? Well, we have wrens, we have chickadees, we also have swallows, the violet green and the tree swallows. There are also northern flickers, there are wood ducks, and you could even get a kestrel if you live out in open areas. So birds do prefer different locations depending on the species. So for example, a chickadee may prefer an area that's next to trees or anywhere that they can take cover, versus a bluebird that will take, that would prefer more open areas such as fence rows or just open fields. And then you have tree swallows that you'd have more luck attracting a tree swallow if you're near a body of water. Those are some examples of locations that would be good for a specific species. For some species, using nesting chips or wood chips, in other words, is a good way to encourage them even further to use your boxes. Like chickadees seem to prefer an inch layer of the wood chips, and flickers actually like more than an inch. They like you to fill their box so that they can excavate it themselves like they're used to doing in the wild. So Angela, you may be asking, what if I wanted to build my own nest box? Or what if I want to go pick out a nest box from the store? What should I be looking for? What are the ideal conditions of a birdhouse? First of all, you're going to want to select the proper size hole for the bird you want to attract. Mainly because if you do have chickadees in mind, you may not want starlings to occupy the nest box. So it's better to select a smaller hole so that you can encourage only the chickadees or the wrens, those smaller sized birds, to use the box. You don't want any perches beneath the hole. I think some manufacturers or designers or artists think it looks cute, and I mean, it kind of does, but all that really does, it's not necessary for the birds because they can get inside of the hole themselves and crawl in. It may actually only offer leverage for nest predators to get in, so. Some good features of a nest box include the drainage holes, which are holes at the bottom of a nest box that allow for the rainwater that gets in to drain out. Then there's also ventilation. Ventilation, usually at the top of the box to allow for air to get in. And then you're also going to want the wood to be at least 3/4 of an inch thick, and you want the wood to be untreated. Or you could use something like this recycled plastic, this composite material like this. And then another feature of a good nest box is the ability to open it up when it comes time to cleaning. This is also a good way to monitor your babies and your parents as they try to raise their young, which can be a fun and exciting endeavor. Of course, do it responsibly. Nestwatch.org actually has more details on how to monitor a nest box, so I suggest checking it out and see if you can become a citizen scientist. Another important feature of a good nest box is having a fledgling ladder. Now, a box like this, when it's made out of rough cut wood like this, doesn't really need much help. It's already got enough texture for the fledglings to crawl out and say hello world for the first time. But when you do have something with smoother material like this plastic, a piece of hardware cloth like this helps the birds get up and greet the world for the first time. You can even add some portal protectors. This helps to, not only does it help to keep squirrels and woodpeckers from widening the entrance hole, but it can also help keep predators from doing the same. And some nest boxes even have a bit of a predator guard on it, so this little round part that's extended out further makes it harder for predators such as raccoons to reach inside. So now that we have thought about our box and where to put it, it's also important to know when to put it up. Now, it's most ideal to set it up well before nesting season even occurs. So, but it's never too late. You could even get them nesting in your box even if you put it up as late as May. But you just get your best chance if, the sooner that you do it. Most birds actually do not use cavities to nest. So how do we help them? Well, you can offer some nesting material to help them line their nests, such as hummingbirds, goldfinches. Even the other cavity nesters will take nesting material and line their nests with what you offer them. The more natural the materials that you offer is usually the better way to go. So things like plant down, twigs that you find in your yard, you can even use dried grasses, leaves, and pet fur. Just make sure that when you do use pet fur, you want to be careful about any chemicals such as flea medications that you may be using, because you don't know how it's going to harm the birds. Wild Birds Unlimited actually does carry some handy nesting material that is safe to offer to your birds, and it is a lot of fun to watch. I know I've definitely had a lot of fun seeing a mother hummingbird take nesting material from here, and I get to see where she heads so that I can get an idea of where her nest is. So should I use dryer lint that I got out of my dryer? No, please don't do it. It doesn't insulate very well, and it's also structurally inferior. We do not want to encourage invasive species like European starlings from occupying nest boxes. So if you do see a European starling checking out a nest box, like you see them coming in and out, make sure that there are no starlings in the box, and just block off the nesting holes so that you can discourage them from using up your nest box. And until they leave, take it down, and then another visitor may occupy your nest box. We also carry specialty nest boxes, such as this one, which is for swallows in particular, due to the odd-shaped hole that is designed for their unique head shape. And then we also have bat boxes. Now, I know we covered a lot of information in this video, and there are a lot more detailed information that I could go into that could not fit into this video. So if you have any further questions, feel free, please, to ask us at the email link we provide at the end of the video, and I would be happy to answer any questions you have about setting up your own nest box.